guys, welcome back to the channel if you've been here before. If you haven't, hit the subscribe button down at the bottom there so you stay up to date on all of the videos that I post. You're gonna have to excuse the messy ass garage that I have here. I have a small 2-car garage. I have a whole boatload of shit. I don't have anywhere to put it. However, not the point of today's video. If you're observant on the ground there, you're gonna notice there's a new exhaust system. If you watched my last video, you're probably wondering why. If you haven't watched my last video, go to the channel, check it out. It's pretty cool. It does a comparison between the Lethal Performance exclusive Corsa Performance double H pipe that they just came out with and their previously existing double Helix X pipe. Again, however, not the point of today's video. After I created that video, however, a company reached out to me and said, we have a brand new exhaust system that's just coming to the Mustang market. It's revolutionary. It's gonna change the game. We want you to take a look at it. All right, you piqued my interest. Let's see what we got. All right, guys, so laying on the ground in front of me is the Magnaflow X-Mod exhaust system. Typically, I would do an unboxing for you so you can see all of the gorgeous packaging material that came in this big-ass box over here and then this other box over here. But I wanted you to be able to see the kit in its entirety and everything that it comes with because it does come with more parts than you would typically see with an exhaust kit. Let's go over everything it's got. So the first thing that I'm going to go over with this exhaust kit is going to be its construction. It is made with 304 grade stainless steel mandrel bent tubing, which is known as the industry standard now. Not only that, it has some unique exhaust tips. These are not gloss black. These are not chrome. These are dry carbon fiber. These are 4-inch dry carbon fiber that are surrounding a 3.5-inch steel exhaust. You can see the gap here, which allows air to flow through it, keeps an air cushion in between the carbon fiber and the hot steel exhaust. That prevents the carbon fiber from yellowing, brittling, etc. So as we move back away from the carbon fiber exhaust tips here and we head back towards the muffler portion, you're going to notice a couple of other differences that you don't normally see on exhaust kits. The first thing that I'm going to point out is going to be that Y pipe in the back there, which splits the exhaust gas flow in between your Magnaflow muffler and what's currently installed is their straight pipe tip section. That straight pipe tip section is intended for non-active valved cars. Non-active valve cars meaning your car did not come from Ford with a factory valving such as this. This is the Magnaflow butterfly valve. You install your actuator on top and it opens and closes electronically this valve, which is what gives me my quiet mode, my normal mode, my sport mode, and my track mode that you would have seen in one of my other videos, or if you own an active exhaust car. So non-active guys have always been stuck with a single exhaust mode. If you put on an aftermarket exhaust, it's track mode. That's all you get. However, with Magnaflow, the rear V-band clamp there, you take that off and they've included this puck. It has a small little hole in it. You place this puck in and this restricts the amount of airflow that comes out through this straight pipe section. The hole is there, it prevents back pressure, it allows a little bit of the airflow through. Because of this, you now have the choice in between 2 different exhaust modes. You can put this puck in and you have effectively quiet mode. If you take this puck out, you have track mode. So you can put this puck in and you can stop Karen from yelling at you and trying to find you through your HOA. All right, guys, so if we take a little bit of a further step back, past the carbon fiber tips, past the straight pipe design, past the Y pipe, you're gonna see these 2 extra pipes coming off of the mufflers here. These are what Magnaflow referred to as NDT. NDT being no drone technology. So it's not a big secret in the Mustang community, but once you start to modify your exhaust, you probably get some drone in your car. If you remove your factory resonator that's actually designed to prevent the drone and extra noise, you're gonna get drone. I personally hate drone. If I have drone on an exhaust system, I'm getting rid of the exhaust system. Magnaflow claims to have solved that with these 2 pipes right here. These 2 pipes take exhaust gases from the muffler, send them through that pipe, and resonate them back at a frequency that matches that of drone. Because that's what drone is it's just a frequency of sound that most people find annoying. If you don't find it annoying, good on you, have whatever you want on your car, but I hate drone. So NDT right here is supposed to get rid of that by modulating, like I said, the exhaust gases into a sound frequency that prevents the drone. Kind of the same way that if you have Apple AirPods and you put them on quiet mode or that sound absorbing mode and you can't hear somebody else talking, that's because the Apple AirPods are taking the sound frequency waves from that person's voice, sending back a similar sound frequency, and they cancel themselves out in midair. You can probably Google it, you can probably look it up on YouTube and find a lot of cool videos that talk about how sound dampening and noise reduction and sound frequencies work. So if we move back from the NDT pipes here, we're gonna look at the connecting pipes next and what connects them. So down here, you're gonna notice that this flange looks slightly different than what you're used to seeing. Typically, you're probably used to seeing this portion of the exhaust slide into the muffler portion here. You have a T-clamp that sits over the top of it and you tighten it down and you hope that it stays tight enough to keep your gorgeous exhaust tips straight out of the back of the car. Magnaflow's changed to this. These are what's known as a V-band style clamp. It's the same clamp that holds the straight pipe portion on the extra tip there. These do not need adjustment. They go together, you put the V-band type clamp over it, you clamp it down, and it just stays. There's no guesswork in where your exhaust needs to go on the car. Whether or not one portion needs to slide in more to get the tip straight, slide it out more, angle it, etc. It goes together one way for everyone, and it just works. So moving past the V-band type connectors here, we're gonna go to the two different mid pipes that you get. That's right, I said two. I haven't seen any other exhaust that comes with two. They included two. Starting over here on the left, you have the Magnaflow chambered X-pipe. It's gonna be a full 3-inch X-pipe, straight through flowing design. However, it has a chamber around it so that it cuts down on some of the sound. Kind of like how your factory resonator works, just without all of the bullshit in the middle of it that makes it so heavy and quiet. This is probably going to be for somebody who has like a Karen that lives across the street that wants to report them to their HOA because of their loud Mustang. This is your good neighbor mod. Then you have, for people like me who either A, don't have a Karen or don't care, your X-Mod Extreme Delete over here. This is going to be the same 3-inch straight through free-flowing X-pipe design that you find within their chambered portion, however, without the chamber. So now you get all of that loud race car rasp and growl that you expect from your Mustang. Alright guys, so now that I've discussed the Magnaflow X mod in its entirety, we have two other things to discuss in regards to this video. First off being the video itself. This video is sponsored by Magnaflow in regards to the exhaust system that you see in front of you. They provided me with this exhaust system with the intentions of me doing a video review on it and providing real world expressions and experiences towards it. The good, bad, and the ugly. Which brings us into the second portion of the sponsorship. I am not being paid by Magnaflow for anything that I say within this video, so everything that you hear me say within this video is my own thoughts and words. I will tell you the good, bad, and the ugly associated with this exhaust. If there's something I like about it, you're gonna hear it. If there's something I don't like about it, you're gonna hear it. That's the point. It's real world experience. You can't pay me to say stuff about your products because I don't care. I'm not gonna put my name on something that I don't approve of. The second portion of this video is gonna be how we do that. I'm going to install this exhaust kit on my car. I'm going to start with that chambered X-pipe there. That chambered X-pipe in association with the active valving is going to go on my car and we're going to go for a drive. We're going to do quiet mode, normal mode, sport mode, track mode. You're going to hear the inside of the car, the outside of the car, and we're going to give you some drive-bys so you know what Karen in your neighborhood hears and whether or not having that chambered X-pipe is going to have her report you to the HOA. Then, once we get back home, I will take their X-Mod Extreme Delete there and I will install that on the car. And we're gonna go out and do the same exact test. We're gonna go drive in quiet mode, normal mode, sport mode, and track mode. You'll get inside the car, outside the car, and drive-bys, and then we'll really see whether or not we can piss Karen the fuck off. Alright guys, so as you can see on the ground in front of me here, I have the chambered X-pipe from Magnaflow. I have their two adapter pipes over here for headers, and I also have a cutting wheel. Because if you have headers, these do not just slide over. So you can see here, it's a full 3-inch portion of the piping that'll slide directly over your headers with a reducer that goes down to mate up to the chambered X pipe. This does have the same feature on the X-Mod Muffler Delete. So if you take this portion here and you slide it over, typically I would expect this to sit flush and it would be clamping force that would hold it on. But in Magnaflow's case here, I actually have to take a cutting wheel and remove this section of the piping, and this portion slides all the way down to here and then mates up. Personally, I think that there should be 2 adapters with the kit so that you don't have to do that. You can just have one that reduces, you know, a little bit further down. I understand the purpose behind it because it is, you know, giving you a little bit of diameter back in the section here. But I don't know of many people who A, have a cutting wheel at their house, and B, are gonna take a cutting wheel to their brand new exhaust. But I'm gonna do it, so let's go for it. Alright guys, so I made my cuts. I tried to slide the exhaust on, and lo and behold, I did not cut enough off. I'm not sure if maybe I just misunderstood the instructions where it stated to cut off the reduced portion, which is exactly what I did, is sitting over there. But in order for this to fit, you're gonna have to trim this back probably to about here or so, because once you try and put on the connecting pipes, they stick out about 4 inches past the hanger portion. So that's what we're gonna do now. I'm gonna cut off the rest of this reducer part. Obviously not all the way flush, because then you won't have enough room for your clamp, but you know, leaving a couple of inches there. Let's cut some more. All right guys, so as you can see here, we have the chambered X pipe on. You can see it's mated up there to my headers. It follows back here to the connection pipes. The connection pipes go back here to the mufflers, and then you can see those NDT right here. That's gonna get rid of that drone for us. The kit is now installed. It is really nice with those V-band clamps, and these brackets here actually do hold it up extremely straight. They've also got a brace here in the middle that helps the rigidity on it, and as you can see, it doesn't really move. So the kit does go on very nicely. Once you cut the mid pipe here to fit, that will be a recommendation that I make though, is that rather than having you cut the mid pipe, they do it the same way they did the rest of the exhaust. You have V-band clamps on here. So why not put a V-band clamp on that side and then provide you with 2 different sizing of, you know, pipes? Give me a 3-inch and a 2.5 inch for my stock. Regardless of which I have, I then have the appropriate resources to make it fit without having to have a cutting wheel or taking it to a shop or something like that. That's just my personal experience and what I think it needs. And again, that was the point of them sending this to me, was to do, you know, an honest review and, you know, R&D on it. So that's my ideas. We're gonna lower the car now. We're gonna take it out for a drive, and we're gonna see what it sounds like with the chambered X pipe and the active valving. All right, what is going on, everybody? We are out here at the beautiful Bradenton Motorsports Park because it's been about 2.5 weeks since I installed Magnaflow's X-Mod kit. I wanted to put this video out weeks ago, but Florida decided to have monsoon season, and it's been raining every single day once I got off work, so I just haven't had the time or the availability to get anywhere that gives me the ability to create a proper video review for you guys. So right now we've got their chambered X-pipe on the car. I've been driving with it for about 2 weeks. I'm actually thrilled with it. Talk about that a little bit later. I have sitting over on the side there their muffler delete, or the mid-pipe delete, better said, which is a regular style X-pipe rather than their chambered X-pipe. We're going to do a comparison between the two of them and all of the modes that the active exhaust has, and then I will show you what non-active can expect afterwards. So we'll do quiet, normal, sport, and track mode, revs, pulls, and drive-bys, and then I'll show you a little bit later some footage from inside the car on the way down here so that you can get an idea of whether or not this system has drone or if it has any unassociated noises that you wouldn't want to deal with. Let's get to it. All right, guys, as you can see, I have the car jacked up now because I'm going to pull off the chambered mid-pipe and install their extreme delete here. You can see I don't really have a lot of tools with me. I have an impact because I'm lazy and I don't feel like hand ratcheting it, but I have a small 25-piece Craftsman kit here because the only things you need to change this out are a 15mm for your stock clamps and a 13mm for their V-band style clamps. So as you can see underneath the car here, there is the chambered mid-pipe, my American flag diff, and we're gonna pull this off now, throw on the extreme delete, and we're gonna see what a difference it makes in tone as well as volume. All right, guys, so I figured I'd show you one of the features that I was talking about earlier with the rigidity of the kit. I'm currently waiting for the mid-pipe to cool down a little bit because even through mechanics gloves, it is too hot for me to touch and pull off right now because it's probably 100 degrees in Florida right now with 90-something humidity. So if you look at the tips here, the tips are perfectly aligned still. It doesn't look like they've moved at all. But if you look underneath the car, you can see that the mid-pipe is hanging down. So the mid-pipe is not supporting it whatsoever. The only thing supporting those mufflers right now are those badass fucking retainers that Magnaflow's made. So like I said, I just wanted to give you guys an idea into that, just because that's one of the selling points of this exhaust kit is the rigidity of it. And as you can see there, that mid-pipe is disconnected. These tips are perfectly flush and they're all hanging on their own. All right, guys, so we got the car to cool down a little bit. You can see down here are the two different mid-pipes. You've got the chambered pipe and then the Extreme Delete X pipe. Obvious difference in between the two of them. The only other thing I wanted to touch on here was the ease of removability, because Magnaflow's selling point on this, or one of their selling points, is how easy it is to pull one of these off and put the other one on at the track. You can see a little bit of marring on the piping here. It's because I had to pull the mid-pipe off with its reducers and beat it off of the reducers there. I mentioned this back when I first unboxed the kit and I was making modifications to these so that they would work with my headers. I think that they need V-band style clamps, as you can see on the rear here, on the front as well, because this slip-on design is rough. With heat cycle and everything, it's rough. So that's gonna be, that would be one thing I think that could improve the kit. Other than that, it's off now. We're gonna throw the Extreme Delete on and we're gonna go back out and see what the car sounds like. All right, guys, so we just finished putting the Extreme Delete X pipe on the car. I am sweating my balls off, dirty as shit, hot as fuck. You'll see it when I walk away on the back of the shirt here. That was not as easy as an installation as I would have liked it to be trackside. With the slip-on style clamps and heat cycles through them, they are not easy to get off. I wouldn't say they weld themselves together, but after you clamp it down and it has a few heat cycles, it tends to stay that size, like the piping inner diameter. So getting that off was pretty hard, especially, like I said, in this heat and everything. But the X pipe's on now. I would really like to see Magnaflow put V-band style clamps on the rest of the exhaust there, or at least on that last little back portion. But we're gonna take the car now, we're gonna go back out, we're gonna take it down to the end of the track here, and we're gonna do it all over again with the Extreme Delete X pipe. see it started to rain. I'm actually happy about that. It feels way better than the sun. However, what did you guys think? Did you think there was a difference in between the Extreme Delete and the Chambered? Personally, I like the Chambered better. I think the Chambered maintains some of that deep sound that I liked. I think that the Extreme Delete kind of goes back towards Corsa Extreme area where it gets a little bit raspier. It definitely adds a lot of volume, but I feel that it's very similar to Extremes or Roush when you add that Extreme Delete on there versus having the Chambered. I think, like I said before, their Chambered X pipe functions somewhat like an H pipe. So you get some of that deep tone, it quiets it down a little bit, but overall, I think it has a better sound to it. Overall impressions with the kit, initial installation of it, perfectly fine. I love the way that it's rigid and the way that it fits. Like I said here at the track, I do think that they need to have V-band clamps on the rear of that mid-pipe to make that easier, because that was certainly not an easy installation there. Other than that, I'm extremely happy with the kit. I do believe that it gives a deeper, lower sound than most other kits on the market. It is extremely modular, so if you're looking to be able to change your exhaust tone from time to time, it's a good kit for you because you won't have to go out and buy multiple exhaust kits. You buy one and then you've just got a million different variants for it. I don't notice a huge difference in between a couple of the exhaust modes. I attribute that to the butterfly valve size that they use. It's like 80 to 85% of the tubing instead of 90 to 95%, which 10% doesn't sound like much, but when you're letting that much exhaust flow out, there's a difference in the volume that you have. So I do feel like I lost my quiet mode somewhat. I have been speaking with Magnaflow, however, on everything that I'm talking to you about right now in regards to changing specific aspects so that they are more user-friendly or so that they do provide the features that we think they should provide. That was their purpose in sending me the kit, was to get a consumer's viewpoint on it and its installation and everything that it includes. So everything that I'm telling you guys, they're hearing as well, and I'm gonna work to change anything that I think isn't perfect with the kit, because that's me. You guys know I won't recommend something unless I fully believe in it. Do I love this kit? Yes, I do. I think it's a cool kit. It has a good aspect behind it. It has a good idea behind it in between being modular and the rigidity of it and all of that. It's fantastic. I do think there are a couple of things that could be worked on with it though, and like I said, working with Magnaflow, I think we'll get those ironed out, and I think this is going to be an awesome fucking kit. So thank you again for everyone that watches all of these videos. Subscribe to the channel. Go check out the Instagram for other random bullshit content that I do. I will see you guys next time.